Introducing the Evolution iPhone application. The next generation video game application for hardcore gamers. Download the Evolution application for free.
I'm here with, give me a title game, Brett.
My name's Brett, I'm an animation director on TRON.
Brett's the animation director on TRON Evolution, the video game, and he's going to take us for a spin walkthrough of the game.
Yeah, so this is, you're picking up the game at a point where this character here is Cora. It's Olivia Wilde. She plays in the movie as well as voices our character. She's trying to get access to an area she shouldn't. We're having like, it's sort of like almost like an inauguration of leadership in the grid is changing. So our job is, we're like a security program. Kevin Flynn himself wrote our program. We're supposed to be like, you as a player are like the new breed, the new more powerful grid pop, so to speak.
Like a super soldier, so to speak?
Pretty much like a cyber pop.
Okay.
So the cool thing about the game, there we go. All right, so the cool thing that we get with the game being sort of a bridge between the two movies, and like I said, The Empire Strikes Back and TRON, is we get to be the first look at the world. Like nobody else is going to see this except the gamer sees it first, right? Like you see it as you pick up the game, you see the world first, then you go see the movie, and you see how it's evolved into that, right? So the world is a fairly lively place. We get a lot of programs around. We're chasing this program, we're chasing Cora, and showing off sort of how the mobility works. So we use, I mean a lot of games have done it, but we use parkour or free running. It's like our means of design of the movement. But the trick with us was like, it's got to be a little more accessible, and you got to feel powerful. Like you don't want to feel like you can just go, like any guy can just go to like a playground and do these type of moves. You got to make it feel empowering. And there's like a learning curve of sort of figuring out how you get into the world. It's not always straight up linear. So there's a little bit of play and a lot of levels with that.
Brett, let me ask you, were there any games that have come out in the past couple of years that was maybe a major influence on the platform of TRON?
I would say like most heavily probably Prince of Persia.
Okay.
In terms of it's pretty simple. We wanted to get a little more accessible, so we just have like a simple button that will get you into all those modes. But there's also the depth of like convoy together mobility, which wasn't something that was so much. I mean, you could string together wall runs, but we use our mobility to also fuel the combat.
Okay.
So I'll show you a little further down the line here, but we've taken mobility and made it as like sort of a tool that makes combat more powerful and accessible too. So yeah, I would say definitely in terms of like the functionality of it, that's definitely something we do.
Okay. It looks real smooth, man. Now, does it control as well as it looks?
I believe it does. It's something you can pick up pretty quick and play. We want to be able to hit a pretty broad audience. You know, the world is sort of infected, and it's something that will damage you. You don't necessarily want to walk in there.
Oh wow, okay.
But he also leaves this path pretty apparent. I know how to follow him now. I mentioned he can also infect programs. These are a couple of unfortunate subjects. Unfortunately, no match for me at this point.
Right.
This is what I was talking about here, the sprint mobility. Like these objects in the world will actually feed into your combat. And I'll show you a better example of that. So let's follow the breadcrumbs here. A little too close for comfort.
Oh wow.
Alright, so we got a couple more guys here. So the combo system is pretty straightforward. We have disc and we have melee. But you can start stringing those together in whatever way you like. Sort of create your own combo.
Nice.
You de-res with a lot of reckless abandon.
Earn your value there. It's separate, right?
Yeah, it's like one or the other. But this is like really giving you both.
I like that seamless element.
Yeah, it's very cool. So here, I was telling you about how you use the world to fuel. This is going to fuel my attack. The energy fuels my disc power, and the strips on the wall actually fuel my health. So I'll just try to make some quick work of these guys. Using my combo system. Boom! Switch up to a defensive mode here. I get a few different attacks. Boom! There's a melee. Get rid of that first wave. Here comes the second. I'm going to charge up. When I equip my bomb disc, I'm going to let it rain on
The lighting effects are very dynamic.
Yeah, that was the biggest challenge too. I mean, it's really like a lot of reflection-based stuff and a lot of really heavily driven by lighting. So,
Okay.
oh, take this guy out. Wave number 3. All right, these guys are a little more dangerous.
Wow. So as you kill the enemy, you progress to the game, and you level up. The assumption is that he's definitely going to be able to be more capable, right?
Yeah. Your XP will build. You can improve your abilities. You can improve your discs, and yeah, just become better and better, more and more powerful. Bomb disc I really like for crowds. Oh, now my suit's flickering, so I better go get some help.
Also, the flickering indicates that you need some more light.
Yeah, you got a HUD, but you don't really need the HUD if you're paying attention.
Okay.
Just got taken out of the air there.
Nice. I just really love when he moves. You know, he reminds me of Spider-Man. You know what I mean?
A little bit. It's like the moves are more inspired by capoeira.
Who's this?
Capoeira, which is like the Brazilian martial arts form.
Oh, okay.
Was pretty much the inspiration for the movement.
Okay.
And it's also something that they use as well in the movie, so they really tie the two together pretty well.
Nice.
So I just cleared that room off. Those guys are done. That's pretty much. I mean, you can sprint. You have a 3-mode combat system. So when I'm sprinting, I use my little death by big cut attacks. I get a different power attack. In the air, I got combos. Ground, I got combos. And then when I switch to my defensive mode, I got single attacks, but different. Like they're not. They're a lot more defensive in stature. Like when I'm surrounded by a lot of guys, it's a lot more handy. Than when I'm actually like got the upper hand.
So when can gamers expect this?
This comes out in the holiday season.
This year?
This year, available to you, as well as your disc powers that you had from your other modes. You can bring that in as well. So the world is obviously looking a lot different now. We got
look how intense that looks.
a lot more destruction. Whoop. Snag on the track there. We brought back the recognizers, of course, from the original movie. And now they're more weaponized. So I'm building my disc powers again with those iconic pieces of the world. I've had about enough of that guy.
See, one of the things I'm noticing is that it definitely has a classic feel to it while being very modern as well. You know
Yeah, definitely.
That's not all. Wow.
Just make some jumps here. Watch out for de-resing roads. Try to hold my line.
That's intense.
Oh man, just made it.
You almost done
That was pretty close. Got a couple more baddies here. Get rid of them. Now you're about to see light tanks. So the first movie had light tanks. Our game has light tanks. The movie does not. So this is an exclusive for us. We also have them playable in multiplayer. So you can jump in there in multiplayer with a bike or a tank. In terms of your vehicles that are available to you.
Yeah. Now on multiplayer, of course, you can motorcycles are available, or
yeah, the light bikes are available. This is like the sort of like your entry level bike.
okay.
But you actually have other ones, several types of vehicles, several different types of bikes, I should say. They're all tuned a little differently. Like some are more speed, some have a little bit tighter handling.
Yeah.
Some are a little bit better for sliding or. So I mean that's basically the way you use the trail to de-res your opponents is to do power slides, sort of time your turns, right?
Are there any like co-op modes of any kind?
I can't really speak to all the game modes we have, but we do have one thing I can say is we do have a 5 versus 5 multiplayer experience. So a lot of people in the mix with it.
Yeah.
And like I said, with that progression system, you can be jumping in there with dudes of all different types of loadouts, so it should be really interesting that way.
Okay.
And we finished with a couple of bags here.
Let's do it. Ooh, y'all see that?
Explosions.